Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. How are you today? I hope all of you are always happy and healthy. Before we start this presentation, let me introduce myself first. My name is Naufal Zaki Cundoko, and today, in this beautiful occasion, we are going to discuss about identity change in digital era. The goal of this presentation is to remind ourselves of our truly identical of people who live in this modern world and become more aware of knowing ourselves. And as a speaker, I hope that all of you can deeply look into your identity, realize the change of it, and choose to be what kind of person with identity are you. Also, I will feel so happy to answer your question by the end of this presentation. So, prepare your notes and pay attention. Now that all of you are aware of the overview, let's begin with the minimap journey that I will take you into. As we can see, ladies and gentlemen, there are four main ideas that we are going to talk about, which are definition, cause, effect, and the last one is solution. To get started, let's look at the definition one. Definition or self-identity refers to a person's self-conception, self-referent cognitions, or self-definition that people of a role position he or she occupies or a particular behavior he or she engages in regularly. So after we know the definition, ladies and gentlemen, let's cover the next point is cause. So I've already prepared some cause that can be a major factor of identity change. My identity, our identity information. In this digital era, information hits us in 24/7. Almost every second, a new information came and provide us whether it's a good thing or a bad thing for our life. The second one is technology that will affect in our identity. Technology provides us everything that our ancestors did not have. That is why, if we're looking back to people who lived before 21st centuries, has a very different identity, soul, and behavior comparing to us right now that live in the era that technology has already carried us every. This one is related to the previous factor as well. Through our smartphone, computer, TV, and so on, will bring a lot of impact to our identity. The fourth one, ladies and gentlemen, is a lot of sorts. Technology and easy access of information lead us to the part where a lot of source, all of it are provided in the internet, and no idea that can change us to be what do we want is easy, just scrolling and reading it. If we didn't satisfy with one source that provide information, there are still of hundred, thousand of sorts that can satisfy us. The last one is globalization. Today, ladies and gentlemen, major information from the whole world has already available in our hand. What now feels like becoming smaller because it's box. Western and Eastern culture now are more likely mix up each other to the people. Well, after we discussed about the factors that can change our identity, now we have to moving to the next part, which effect. Speaking about effect, ladies and gentlemen, they're always positive and negative, just like two sides of coin, head and tail. Now, let's begin with the positive one of our identity change. First one is open-minded. Becoming an open-minded person is a big advantage for us, especially in this digital life, where we can be wise windows even more. Because as we know that the world is too great to be divided into black and white, or right or wrong, and so on. The next one is more knowledge, identity life. It is a good way to learn and to apply in your future. People who has already faced a lot of identity also what they want to be. The next one is easy to adapt. Adaptation is the key to survive in almost every kind of situation. Having an ability to adapt through new identity that especially is good for your life, and that is a blessing. It can bring you one step ahead from those who could not adapt well. So let's jump to the next one, which is one is easy to provoke. Identity change can influence on how you behave in both the real world and social media. Today, people are so easy to provoke, especially through a hoax. The next one is do not have a principle. Always comparing some identity because there's much idea of identity that internet provided for us to pick. We have to realize that there is no perfect in this world. So in identity. As I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, there are always two sides of a fact that we will face, and I hope for the next is the solution. The first solution is filtering. Due to the massive information that can affect our identity, it is our choice to decide what is more suitable for us based on our nation, culture, and what kind of person we always wanted to be in life. The next one is always think twice. I still remember the best advice that I've got from my social media account, ladies and gentlemen, which is think twice before you step. And I always applied it in my daily life to make a decision. Not always right, but I could minimize the bad effect. So I want you to do the same thing, apply it, and be yourself. So we arrive at the last part of this presentation, which is the conclusion. In conclusion, change is a bad or a good thing. We are the one who has to face it. It depends on us how we become, what kind of person we are in the short life. So I suggest you to ask yourself about it. Follow your God and be who you want to be. The last one, ladies and gentlemen, I get a beautiful message, which never let other people to decide what life you want to live. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.